Yo. Yeah. What up? Yo. Yeah. What up, and what is up? Y'all know what it is, man. We out here live from the DMV. Comfortable being uncomfortable style. It's your boy. It's your man. It's your Doc Ronnie Mac in the like that, right? That was tight, right? Yo, man, what's up, man? We out here, man. Got my boy Trent, man. Trent out here drinking his coffee, man. Y'all know how Trent do, man. Trent drinking coffee. He got a little. Is it spike? Is it spike, dog?
Nah, man, it's straight black. Nothing in there.
It's straight black, dog.
It's straight. Ain't nothing in there, man. Whatever, man.
Oh, Miss Chris in the building. Yeah, Miss Chris, what's up?
How y'all doing today?
What was that? What was that?
That was a little shimmy.
My little shimmy.
A little shimmy dance.
You always do that.
Yeah, she
always do that.
I gotta get ready. I gotta get ready for the show. I gotta get pumped.
I'm gonna start doing that. Start doing that little shimmy dance. She getting it. She just be like,
No. You can stop
doing that.
You can stop.
That's the crystal dance,
bro.
man. I'm just doing what she do.
Bro. You can stop that. You can stop that, bro. Hey, man, look, man, real quick, man, before we all get kicked off, man, I gotta give a big shout out and thank everybody for wishing me a happy birthday, man. Appreciate y'all.
Happy birthday.
Man.
Happy
Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for wishing me a happy birthday this week. It was very relaxing. Did absolutely nothing. But it's good. All right, man. Big shout out to Virtuous Essence Candle Company, man. Virtuous Essence Candle Company. Make sure you hit them up on Etsy. Tell Dr. Regina Warren that we sent you, and you can get. Actually, I think she's running a promo. She's running a promo right now for being uncomfortable fans. All you got to do is go to the website. At the end of the show, once I figure out what the promo is, I will put it in at the end of the show, or I'll tell you all at the end of the show. But make sure you hit her up. Also, man, So Berry Sweet chocolate covered strawberries, man. All kinds of different chocolates and all this other stuff, man. Big old.
Big old what?
Big old nice juicy. Big old nice juicy strawberries, man. I'm talking about you bite into them things, man. They melt in your mouth.
Okay. We're starting early today.
All
I
right.
done hit them up on So That Berry Sweet on Instagram, man. Make sure you tell them that
Big old berries.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yo, hey, hit up, Rock.
Sound right.
Big old juicy voluptuous berries.
Okay.
Boy.
It's starting already.
All right, man. Make sure y'all hit up Rock Bottom Music Group, man. Rock Bottom Music Group out of Chesapeake, Virginia. Man, they doing all our beats, man. They got some new stuff for us. I got to get access to it. So Keith, if you out there, I gotta get access, bruh. You gotta send it to us, man, because I can't see it. Make sure you hit them up on Instagram, man. You can search them up on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever, man. He does great stuff for us and everything like that. Make sure you hit them up. Also, man, y'all, you know, we always talking about sowing the seed.
Man, you might as well just take that off of there, man.
Yeah, has anybody even
At the
donated?
bottom. There it is, at the bottom. I'm not even gonna say it.
Has anybody even donated?
Yeah, actually, yeah, we did get some funds from some people. Yeah, I appreciate that. You don't think so, Trent?
I didn't say nothing, man.
All right, yo. Y'all know what time it is, man. Y'all know who can tell me what time is it? Trent, what time is it?
Main topics with Crystal.
Looking like I'm from the deep. These no Cartiers. Pockets deep, bro. I can make it in my seat, bro. Do you, I'm doing me, bro. Making noise, use a beat, bro. I press the button and the doors go up like.
All right, so Liz, sorry, wrong thing.
What?
Oop.
My bad.
She's thinking about the berries.
For anybody that has a gas-powered vehicle, we've all experienced some. Well, y'all have experienced some gas shortages.
Man, nobody care because you got a diamond encrusted Tesla on 23s.
No. But anyway, yeah, the Colonial Pipeline was hacked by cyber criminals called DarkSide, and apparently they paid $5 million in ransom to them. It wasn't initially reported that they did, but
I wouldn't report that either.
eventually, yeah. So they're getting these cyber criminals are definitely stepping up their
That's
game.
besides the point. Did y'all see these Bammers out here with water tanks?
Yeah.
What Ziploc
tanks.
bags? Yo, Cass was putting gas in Ziploc
Grocery
bags.
bags.
Yeah.
Like they actually had to send out a message talking about do not put them in Ziploc bags. Like who?
I think somebody actually didn't somebody's car catch on
Yeah, the
fire?
Hummer.
A
The Hummer. Yeah, he had like 4 or 5 tanks in there and 4 or 5 gas jugs in his car full of gas. And he was trying to smoke a cigarette. Dum did A.
He should be wild a week.
Oh, yeah. He
Idiot.
should, yeah, he should be.
We should have found that video, man.
Golly.
Yeah.
Gracious.
People are idiots. I don't understand why they can't just use common sense. But now, I guess now that even though they paid the ransom and they're getting back to normal operations, the gas prices are going to be going up, I guess, to cover that.
And they said that the hack organization said that they weren't trying to cause distress. They were just trying to get paid.
Yeah.
What?
They weren't trying to cause
Yeah.
anarchy or nothing. They was like, we just trying to get paid. And apparently they did.
Well, now they said that they've disbanded. I don't know if they disbanded or if we attacked their infrastructure or what.
It was
happened.
it was 5 people. Everybody got $1 million each, and they left. And they were like, we're done.
Is it only 5 people? I
No,
think-
I'm just saying
They're
they got
like a whole-
No, I'm saying they got $5 million, so it's probably like
yeah.
5 people. They got $1 million pieces.
No, they're
It's
like apparently like a big, huge organization. Like these,
tied to Russia, right? Yeah, tied to Russia.
yeah, these cyber criminals now are intricate networks, and they even have help desk support. I'm not kidding you.
So when you call in, would they say, hello, can they help you?
They're Russian. That was very racist.
It wasn't racist. It was just, it wasn't racist. Let's be real. No, it ain't racist. Let's be real. How many times you call into a helpline or a help desk for your alarm system or your telephone and you get that voice and you're like, damn, what did I call? India? You know what I'm saying? Let's think about it. Think
But
about
anyway,
Wait, do that accent again?
Hello, can I help you? Welcome to 7-Eleven. How can I help you?
see, look.
I'm messing around.
Oh Lord! We get no more Indian viewers.
Are we gonna get canceled?
No, I mean, man,
too about to be like, nope.
look. How many times? But no, real talk. How many times do we come on the show? We crack jokes on everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody can get
So
it.
don't take
Yeah.
offense to it. It's comfortable being uncomfortable.
It's funny though.
But anyway, yeah, they apparently they do the help desk for they tell them how to unencrypt their stuff after they pay the ransom.
Oh, well, that's good. That's nice of them.
I don't understand.
That's some
but-
sweet hackers. Huh?
But anyway, Liz Cheney, yeah. So she apparently got ousted from her leadership position in the GOP party.
The
for her
GOP party. What's that?
good old party.
Oh, the GQP party.
GQP.
That's what
Is it
you meant.
GQP now?
That's what I'm calling them. That's what a lot of people on Twitter are calling them. GQP for the Q. QAnon people. You ain't seen that on Twitter?
Nice.
They call
Yeah.
them GQP.
Well, apparently, yeah. So because of her views on Trump, they decided she's no longer should be in that leadership position. They actually replaced her with a Trump loyalist,
Who?
Elise Stefanik.
Yeah, Stefanik. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you look at their voting records, look at Elise Stefanik's voting records compared to Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney voted like 96% on side of Trump. Elise Stefanik didn't. Also, Club for Growth, they did like where they track like a lot of like fiscally conservative people, whatever, like what their voting records are. Apparently, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar has a better fiscally conservative voting record than Elise Stefanik.
Wow.
These names are killing me.
Yo, like for
Wow.
These
I
names
didn't
are
know
killing me
that.
today.
yeah, it's wild. That's crazy.
But yeah, so even Governor Hogan was like,
Boo.
she shouldn't have been removed. And
Come on, man. You know, I'm gonna tell you something about Governor Hogan. Larry Hogan. He plays the fence on all issues.
Man, you don't like nobody.
Nah, I used to like Larry Hogan. But you know, he comes out here and says some stupid stuff. And I don't know what it is about him.
I don't know.
He's a politician.
Yeah, he's a politician. But he says some stupid things. You know what I mean? And I think he plays the fence more than anything. Like when Trump was in office, he was attacking Trump.
Yeah.
Right? Talking about we need somebody that's going to do better. When Joe Biden won, he said, hey, Joe Biden's going to do great things. Joe Biden, he put the back, he actually called and said that this gas line issue or this gas pipeline issue was Joe Biden's fault. Larry Hogan, get real.
Yeah.
Get real, Larry Hogan.
I mean, I like him, but yeah, some of his views, I just
He just
don't
setting himself
understand.
up for a run next year. Oh, in a couple years.
In 2024?
Yeah, it's all.
Oh, man. You know how many people are going to run in that election? It's going to be like 40 Republicans in that primary, man. That's if Trump don't run.
Well, you know, they trying to bring him back.
He trying to bring himself back.
Yeah.
Dude, crazy.
I'm surprised he ain't went into the crazy house because he can't get back on Twitter.
Who? How you know he don't? He's holed up in Mar-a-Lago,
Yeah, he
putting
might
out
be.
these press releases. Like,
Yeah.
dog.
Oh, okay. So Australian,
Okay.
an Australian Asian woman. Apparently, she had surgery on her tonsils and woke up with an Irish accent.
Okay.
Did y'all see that? Apparently, this is a neurological issue that is actually, it's not common, but it's known. And usually it happens with like stroke patients or somebody that has injury to their head or brain. But apparently,
She was a
there's
singer.
been-
She was a singer too.
I thought she was a dentist.
Singer. Oh, she sings
Oh, okay.
something. I don't know. There's too many different stories out there with.
There's another one, right?
There's another one I found. A Texas woman had surgery on her jaw and woke up with a British accent.
Yo, imagine if I showed up one day, I had surgery and I just was speaking British.
Well,
Or
imagine
English,
or-
not British, my bad.
Imagine if I woke up one day speaking in Indian.
And you did? Like today?
But I mean,
Lord.
it's weird if you hear like I saw videos of that Texas woman. If you hear her speak before and after, I mean, she literally sounds British. And she's like,
Is it
people-
lingering? Is like lingering effects? Like how long does that last? I'm curious because I want to know if it just like goes away after they recover or
she's apparently getting speech therapy now
she got to go through. Oh man,
to try to sound like she used to. And she said even her kids were scared of her. The Texas woman said her kids were scared because she literally sounded like a different person.
I get scared. I'll be curious. I'll be like, yo, this is fun.
It's the weirdest stuff. I mean, it's a lot of weird shit going on. I mean, people wake up and then they think they're different races, and then some people different accents, and you're like, are these people really faking it, or is this like real?
I could put a different accent on.
Go ahead, man. Let me hit.
No, I mean that's only when I'm at work.
Okay.
My code switching.
So Portia Williams,
Oh.
did y'all see this? Well, she's still on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So apparently, she is newly engaged to Simon Gubadia. I think that's his name.
Who that?
And the controversy behind this is,
Oh yeah, I figured. Never mind.
is that she was on the last episode.
Ain't she on
or-
the Real Housewives?
yeah, the last season. She
I don't even know
went.
what she look like.
She went to her supposedly her friend. That's what they said on the show house, and that was the woman that was previously married to this man, or still married. They're supposedly, I don't know if the divorce is even final yet.
Drama.
So she was like, I know this looks bad or whatever, but love is love, and everybody's been going off on her. And she was like, and she's not really my friend. She wasn't my friend. They just did that for the show.
What's his name again?
Simon. Well, apparently he's also worth $40 million too.
Okay.
And
Oh.
her baby daddy, I guess, is business partners with him too. On top of that, so this is some weird stuff. going on. A bunch of drama.
Menage a twizai.
But everybody's calling her like Miss Steal Your Husband because apparently,
Who called? Who came? Who said that?
it's a bunch of people on social media saying that
Miss Steal Your
because
husband.
the other woman invited her into her home. She was in her pool.
Clearly, you wasn't doing something to keep your man.
And next thing you know, she done took off with the woman's husband.
All right, y'all, man, round the horn. I mean, yeah, round the horn with Crystal, baby. Bishop. What you say, Trey? You gotta try harder.
He's gonna try harder.
Yeah.
Hey, man, before we go to commercial break, man, check out Brandon Bespoke for all your fashionable frames and everything like that. Man, hit up Nehemiah Wallace. Brandon Bespoke Eyewear. You can hit him on Instagram, Facebook. They have a website as well. Make sure you hit him up, man. I'm wearing a pair of frames right now. Trent usually has on another pair of mine as well. But, man, make sure you hit him up, man. Tell him we sent you. All right, yo, look, we'll be right back after this quick commercial break from our sponsor.
What's going on, everybody? So we're going into our main topic today. And if you've been following the news, or if you've been looking at any current CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, whatever you're watching, whatever, right now, like one of the big things that people have been talking about, specifically on the right, because they're angry about it, is critical race theory, CRT. And I wanted to pull it up just so I made sure I had the right definition of it or whatever, but. People have probably, I don't know if you guys have seen this, whatever, but a lot of people on the right are angry about this because it's being taught in schools. People are calling it on the right are calling it, Marxist theory, Marxist education and things like that, and trying to, change, children and how they're thinking, how they're raising, all this other stuff. Well, critical race theory is all it is an academic movement of civil rights scholars and activists in the United States who seek to critically examine the law as it intersects with issues of race and to challenge mainstream liberal approaches to racial justice. CRT examines social, cultural, and legal issues as they relate to race and racism. So, and it is loosely unified by two common themes, right? First, that, white supremacy, societal racism exists and maintains power through the law. And second, that transforming the relationship between law and racial power, and also achieving racial emancipation and anti-subordination more broadly as possible. So pretty much it's just saying that white supremacy is all, it has been part of the United States, has been part of the fabric of America since the beginning. Yeah. Now people are angry about this, right? Because obviously they don't want their kids growing up thinking, that, because of course, they think that it's calling them racist. All it's doing, in my opinion, right, when you're researching it or whatever, is that it's just giving you a different theory or whatever of how America is and how America was built on, whatever. And it's a theory, right? Like every other theory that we were talking about. So yeah. What are you guys' opinion on that? Because I've been seeing a lot of people, you go to Fox News and all they're talking about is critical race theory. Critical race theory this, is Marxist this, blah, blah, blah. Everything's Marxist over there anyway, so.
Well, I don't see anything wrong with it. I think that is basically examining systematic racism and throughout, a lot of the systems in the United States, such as our law and order system, the court system, police system, financial system. And it's no secret that there is systematic racism. If you look at the disparities between minorities and white people in this country, it's due to racism. Mm-hmm. That's no secret. So I don't understand why it shouldn't be taught. I think it would help a lot of people to understand why there's such an economic and social disparity between, certain races in our country.
Yeah. Yeah. And, and again, this is going to be, of course, I think this is going to be a one-sided conversation because I think all of us kind of agree on that this is, there's nothing wrong with putting this information out there in the schools and stuff like that. Now, there was a school, I think it was in New York. It was a prep school where a parent's mad. They're paying $57,000, for their kid to go to school there, whatever. And they're mad because apparently like this, critical race theory is being taught, there. Also, correlates with the 1619 project, that highlights that obviously America benefited from this, the slave Atlantic trade, and everything, whatever. So I don't know, man. Ron, I don't, I'm curious. I really would love if we have anyone who disagrees, one of our viewers, because I'm curious to see what they have to say or whatever regarding it or whatever. And I didn't. No, I'll say this. I do need to do more research when it comes to critical race theory and how it's being taught, where it's being taught, who's teaching it, things like that. But I'm not opposed to it.
I don't see why people are opposed to history being taught the way it is. I mean,
well, that's easy. If you racist, you don't want something that's going to pretty much call you racist being taught in school.
Think about it. When we were coming up in school, in grade school, how much history did we learn? We learned about Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Malcolm X. Mm-hmm. That's it.
And we learned about Rosa Parks as being pretty much the only one that was on the bus boycotting when she wasn't the first or the last.
Yeah.
But they bring her up, which is, you got
a narrative.
It's a
narrative. American school systems want to paint a narrative. Like you see, even with the last year of Trump's administration, the diversity and inclusion training that many agencies were doing, in the military, he got rid of.
Yeah.
And said that it was insensitive to other people.
Yeah.
I don't know how that is true, but.
It's insensitive to if you're racist.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But I don't get that because most racist people are openly racist. So
no, they're not.
No, where you get that from?
Well, I mean, they're openly racist to their own, I guess, to the people that are.
No, I wouldn't even say that because there's plenty of times people say, "I did not know they had those type of feelings." I
know a bunch of people that I served with that, man. When their true feelings came out, I was shocked. Like, for real. Yeah. Like, man, we went hunting together or camping, and we went on, we went to deployments together.
I got a coworker right now. He's always talking about going hunting, and doing everything with him. And then he comes out, he starts showing some signs and symptoms of racism.
Was he at the Capitol building?
I don't know. Probably was. But because we got new leadership, right? He decided that, he could show that kind of witty side of him, right?
Well, not anymore because they just fired that Lieutenant Colonel who was a commander at the Space Force Command.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, there's going to be a situation here in the next few weeks where I'm gonna raise that flag and say, hey, this person is actually openly racist. I'm just gonna tell leadership that. It's my parting gift to everyone.
Well, I think maybe not openly racist, but I think that a lot of racist people, we've seen it with this last administration, are more open to expressing their opinions on them being racist. So I just don't understand why they don't want history taught the way it is.
Well, they think it's revisionist history. Like if you look at if you research the United Daughters of the Confederacy, right, in the South, they actually were the ones that wrote the textbooks in the South going forward for generations after the Confederacy failed, right? So a lot of the textbooks, a lot of the learning that you see down in the South, down in the South or whatever, was written by the United Daughters of the Confederacy, and they had a certain narrative that they wanted to continue, pushing through the generations. So this is now to them. This is revisionist history. Oh, this isn't what was true.
You all remember Dr. Susan Glisson that came on during our inauguration our presidential election night review. Yeah. So while I was working under her, because she was running the organization William Winter Institute for Racial Reconciliation. While I was working under her during my undergraduate years at Ole Miss, I actually assisted on revamping the public school curriculum that talked about Black history. Now, imagine that in Mississippi back in 2005, 2006 time frame.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You having to address that kind of conversation. The curriculum down there in the South,
well,
barely even talked about Mississippi civil rights at all. I did not know the amount of stuff I knew about Black history until I got to Ole Miss and took her class. And that's a problem that I think public schools, even private schools, I think the American education system fails to realize. And when you talk about critical race theory, and you're talking about, I think, Crystal, you were talking about the issue about not being able, people not wanting to get the actual story out there, right, about Black history, it's because minorities sit back for far too long. They sat back far too long and accepted it.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Parents in the 70s, 80s, and the 90s accepted the fact that Black history was not being talked about.
Yeah.
Now you have a new elite generation. I'll say elite generation because they're so stand up about a lot of things, right? They stand up and argue and debate about everything. Everything. Even if it's wrong. There's some things I'm like, hey man, sit your ass down some days. You know what I'm saying? Sit down, little man. Sit down. You know what I'm talking about. But a lot of stuff they talk about, they bring out to the forefront and say, hey, we need to discuss this. And that's why you see these conversations happening. You know what I mean?
Well, I also think it's also because you can't really hide information anymore. I mean, exactly. Before, when we didn't have internet and, you know, we didn't have a plethora of information at our hands, at our disposal, the only information that we received was, you know, through the TV or through a teacher or through books. And that was it. Yeah, exactly. You know, I was fortunate that I had a father that took me to a lot of history museums, which, you know, some of them, I learned so much more there a lot of times than going to, like, even going to school. Like, that's how I found out. I didn't even know about Juneteenth. It was from me going to a museum and learning about that there.
A lot of people don't know about Juneteenth still to this day. You know, which is crazy. A lot of people, but see, things aren't taught. Like when I was in public school, growing up, whatever, they didn't teach. You know, they went into the bare minimum about the Atlantic slave trade, right? The bare minimum. Let alone did they ever talk about Thomas Jefferson had slaves or George Washington had slaves? If they were more revered than that, we can't talk about that. You know, they're the founding fathers. You know, so we can't talk about their. You know. It's like for real, you know. They can at least you can revere someone at the same time with coming down on their faults. Because no hero in the history of the world doesn't have any faults of their own. Gandhi, you know what I'm saying? Gandhi had all kind of issues, but we revere Gandhi as being a non-violent activist, whatever, that helped push the British out of India, right? These are things that have to be taught, though. You have to teach everything, but like they're afraid to do that because they revere these people so much, man. Yeah. You know, and so they're scared. You know that, oh my goodness, if we talk about Thomas, you know, Jefferson had a whole family, you know, with his slaves, you know, then that's you know, they're not going to be revered anymore, and people aren't going to respect our country. It's garbage, man. Garbage.
Yeah,
garbage.
I'm just a firm believer that history should be taught the way it happened.
You can't move forward if you don't know your history.
But here's the thing. Crystal, I know you said that history should be taught as it happened.
Or how it happened, yeah.
Or how it happened. The problem is, it doesn't happen like that. Like, we read a lot of stuff about what happened in textbooks, right? How many of us know 100% whether or not that's true or not?
We don't.
Like. Well, that's the thing.
But you know what? And you know what? It takes me on the religious side point of this because a lot of people say the Bible is written by a man.
Well, men, multiples.
Yeah. So who's to say that whether or not it's true?
It was written by a man, by multiple people, and there's a lot of discrepancies in there,
and there's also 30 other books that's not in the Bible.
Exactly. So nobody wants to talk about that, and that is my problem with history. That's my problem with religion. It's like, why don't we talk about that?
Because my personal opinion, there are things that they don't want people to know about that happen in the Bible, because they, like a lot of stuff, like during the 7 councils, right? Like in the Council of Trent and whatever.
We getting deep now.
Yeah, but like they put stuff out there because they like, oh, well, it shows Jesus Christ in a mysticism type way or whatever, blah blah blah. So it's like, okay, but you got the information out there. These are actual people that follow Jesus that are putting information out there, but you take that out because it doesn't fit your narrative at the time. And so, but it continues to happen. It's just history repeats itself on every single thing.
And then when you point that out to a religious person, they get so, well, you just gotta take the word, for what it is, and you just gotta have faith, and I'm like, but a lot of it is, there's a lot of contradictions there. There's a lot of discrepancies. Like, you don't have the whole story. Like, how do you put your whole entire, faith and belief and everything else into something that, may not be the whole story?
You can take anything in the Bible and make it fit your narrative. Just like you can take anything in the Constitution to fit your narrative.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? The Second Amendment, they take it to fit their narrative. You know what I'm saying? To say, hey, well, of course we shouldn't have gun control and all this stuff and blah blah blah. Like they use the Second Amendment to say, oh, well, to having an AR-15 to go hunting. What? Huh? You don't need an AR. I've been hunting, and I'm also a gun advocate, and I'm also an advocate for gun control. I could be both at the same time, but because the Second Amendment is like, but they, you can flip anything, and people do. People they justified racism or justified racism. They also justify slavery using the Bible.
Yeah,
using the Bible.
Exactly.
Using the Bible. I see. Well, when I was back home this past week with my dad, I was telling him, I was like, yeah, like it's this part is like this passage in the Bible, whatever. It was talking about a father getting like a good price or whatever for like his daughter, and if he sells his daughter, he has to do it this way, blah blah blah. I don't want to butcher the word or whatever what it's saying. But my dad was like, huh? I was like, yo, you can sell your daughter if you want to. if you're gonna go according to that scripture.
Yeah. And a lot of people still practice selling their daughters into marriage and because of religion.
Hey, look,
and
don't go into the
oppression.
Appalachian Mountains.
Wow. Why?
Man, there's a whole sect up there of so I ain't gonna say the Christian religious organization, but man, there's some places you don't go up there. They'll light you up, man. It's a full-fledged cult that do all that stuff.
So bottom line, we come to realize that people gonna want to believe what they want to believe.
They're gonna believe whatever they want to believe,
and they're gonna make up what they want to make up when it comes to history. You know what? Speaking of, my great grandfather was a slave trade owner.
So was mine.
No, but guess what? I just lied about that. But guess what? Just because I said it, everybody's gonna take it and run with it. And say,
but mine's actually was. He actually fought on the side of the Confederacy. Henry Calhoun in Mississippi.
Oh man, dang.
Yeah.
Henry Calhoun.
Yeah.
That is a name for you.
Yep. My aunt did the whole, like, she went back as far as a Civil War or whatever and found,
was he white?
Mm-hmm. He was a slave owner who, messed around with his slave. And that's how, the Franklins came about.
But
the Perkins.
But like you said, that goes, besides the whole context of what we're talking about. Critical race theory is that, people don't want the real stories to come out about racism.
Yeah.
Everybody, I'm not going to say everybody, but certain people in this nation want to hide the fact that America was built on racism and violence.
Yeah.
Let's get real, people.
Yeah.
And the same people who, took over this country on racism and violence are still in power today.
Yeah.
And that's why you see racism and violence to this day.
Yeah, exactly.
They switched their hoods for suits. That's all they did, man.
Let's be real.
That's all they did.
All right, man, Trent, man, I appreciate you bringing that topic up, man.
Yes, sir. I'm curious after the break what people are gonna say, man, after the show. Man.
We got a lot of comments about this, and we'll talk about it in the overtime segment. So make sure you stay tuned. The overtime segment here starting in a few minutes. But y'all know what, man? Something that hits home here to this network, to this show, happened on a real, not gonna say real podcast, but happened on a more famous podcast with Joe Budden. We'll be right back.
It's my say what of the week. Say what? Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price for y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. Frozen. A6 all the hay.
All right. So, man, look, check it out, man. Joe Budden. Y'all know Joe Budden has his own podcast, or did have his own podcast. Yeah, don't know what happened with there. But, yeah, man, check out this video. Joe Budden firing his own guest co-host.
He feels like he's entitled to more. Rory, you are in breach of your contract, and from this point forward, you are fired, and you're not welcome back. Does anybody in here have a problem that I'm the person that has to say that?
No.
Maul, I'm the person that has to say that.
All right, so Rory and Mo were fired by Joe Budden.
Were they the guest co-hosts or they were the
No,
co-hosts?
they were the co-hosts.
Yeah.
They were on the show.
Yeah, because you said guest earlier. That's why I was like,
I said guest.
guest co-host.
I also said Joe Biden too. So
Yeah.
blame us in the cup.
Yeah, I thought they were
but real talk though, it kind of resembles something we all had to go through.
But I don't air though. My goodness.
Yeah,
We didn't have
I
to.
think-
Well, we didn't have to go on air. I mean, we had the
I
inauguration.
think that was real childish of him. To
Who,
do
Joe
it
Budden?
on air?
Joe Budden.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, because you just don't want to air your dirty laundry.
But sometimes you don't have no choice.
He had a choice. He ain't had to say that.
I mean, you don't want
He
to.
could have just put out a press release. Hey, yo, they fired because they was in breach of their contract.
Yeah,
blah,
like,
blah. I'm
what?
gonna continue on.
Like, to me, that is childish. If you can't handle your professional, your professional dealings behind the scene, you got to go out and try to embarrass somebody on air. That's to me is.
But I mean, how do you say they try to embarrass somebody on air when they probably embarrass themselves?
No, you know what the problem is that he since he had this podcast, right? He's always talking about we got to be responsible for our own contracts, and we have to control our own contracts, and that's what they were doing. They were trying to renegotiate their contracts. They doing what you told them people should be doing, and then you got mad because what I'm saying they was wanting something that you couldn't offer them. And now you get mad. Now you want to fire them.
Well,
on
apparently he said that they were trying. They thought they had more power in the show than what they actually did. That's why he got mad. That's why they got mad and walked out.
Well, apparently without them, that show wouldn't last because that show is over now.
Yeah, it is over.
So,
It is
you
over.
know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying is like, okay, to me that just showed that his ego apparently.
Come on, that's Joe Budden. Come on now, y'all.
I mean, I know he's got
showing. We all know his ego was already that big.
Joe
But
Budden
that's
almost got smashed by the Migos. Remember that?
Yeah. Yes.
He got smashed.
He almost got beat up by the
Oh, I
Migos.
thought you meant something else, but
We know where her mind is.
I was about to end the show on that. I was about to end the show on that. I was about to end the show on that. I was about to say, oh, Lord.
My goodness, where your mind at?
smash
where
me
your-
something different than me getting beat up.
Oh my goodness. She's still thinking about them big old berries you was talking about earlier.
I almost spit this drink out. Big old berries. Oh man, y'all wild. You're wild for that one.
Oh,
You are wild.
yeah.
All right, hey, Joe Budden gets say what it'll. Hey man, Joe Budden, hey. We got
Come on the show.
we got a seat right here for you there, player.
Yeah.
Roy Miles, come on the show.
Well, I don't know
and
if
give
he
y'all a
would-
story.
He probably wouldn't want to be on this show with me because I have a feeling we would probably butt heads.
Man, Chris, ain't nobody scared of you.
She said we'll butt heads. We'll butt
scared of
heads.
Crystal Lynn.
We're
Come
gonna
on.
butt heads. We gonna
No, I don't. I mean, I just think he's gotten too big for his britches.
Bro, who says that? Who says that?
Look, I'm an old woman, okay?
I know, yeah, because
I got some old.
my grandma
sayings.
used to say that to me. You're getting too big for your britches.
Exactly. A grandma says that. Crystal, you're not even close to that age.
You get a little too
Oh
big
my
for your
God.
britches.
I'm an old woman at heart.
Yeah, but you like them fertile. Ain't that what you said earlier before the show?
Oh, she did say that.
Why you gotta put my business out there?
I was waiting. She said I'm like a young and fertile.
What just happened?
Yeah, I don't know. We gotta move on. Oh man, because
Oh,
we'll
man.
just keep going. Fertile.
All right, Joe Budden, man, you get say what of the week. But Rory Maul,
come on the show and give y'all side of the story.
Yeah. Give y'all side of the story, man. Y'all can even be guest co-host for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Because apparently I need a job.
All right, yo, on that note, man, we got an interesting confession letter. Kind of ties into Crystal wanting them young and fertile. But this is a little twist. It's a little side.
This is the opposite.
It's the opposite. All right, y'all be right back.
Problems I solve them. I run through the money. The pressure be calling. Left on my blessings. I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back. Tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something. That's why I ain't calling. Phone in progression. It's all that I wanted. A phone in affection. I summon and dub it. Why you be all on my line about nothing? Why won't you go get you $1 or something? Don't hang with a nigga who lying for nothing. I see that we different. You right.
There we go. All right, so this letter starts out. Here we go. Hi, fellas. And they put hi, fellas, but hi, fellas and ladies. I'm going to put that in there as respect for our other co-host, Miss Chris. This is the second time I wrote in, and hopefully this one is read live. I'm dealing with a situation where I need to be open and honest with family and friends about the man I am dating. He is 22 years older than me. I am 27. He is 49, turning 50 in June.
Damn.
My mom and dad have no idea, and ironically, they are just a tad bit older than him at 51, her mom, and 52, her dad.
Wow.
My friends have no idea, as they also hold judgment. Help me. How do I even break this news to my family and friends? We're going to go to Crystal for this one.
Why you gotta put me? Why you gotta put me out there?
Cause
I mean, if she really loved this man, then she just gotta be open about it. But yeah, I mean, I don't have any experience
Crystal,
in this category.
Hold on, Crystal. Nah, Crystal, come on now, Crystal. You said you like him young. I don't know how
and
young.
Fertile.
And fertile. I don't know how young you like him, but Crystal,
Not that young.
Crystal, so if you was 50, let's say you was turning 50, would you date a 25-year-old, 27-year-old man?
Hell no.
They're young and fertile.
No. I mean, I'm talking like, okay, maybe 10 years is probably like my limit.
I mean, what's
3
more years? What's 3 more years? It's 13. That's
she
13.
said 22 year difference.
It's not 22, is it?
Yeah.
Is it 22?
It's not 22. Their math is off.
Oh, wait. Yeah, her math is...
I'm
No. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It can't be.
No. 27, 37, 40. Yeah,
oh, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Maybe my math is off.
Look,
Yeah.
I went to public schools in Springfield, Illinois. I don't know math.
Yeah.
All right, so
22 years.
so-
different.
so-
I mean, to me, that's I don't want no old balls
Oh,
in my face.
see,
But
good thing you're the one that do the warning at the beginning.
My math,
Good thing you're the one that do the warning at the
you
beginning.
little toy. Silver bells hanging on a string.
Oh man, I'm about to spit up.
But some people like it. So hey, if she liked that man, then just.
But how does she break the news to the family and friends?
Well, first of all, I mean, does he look his age? I mean, does she really gotta mention it?
Man, what that got to do with it? How does she break the news to her family and friends?
If she feel like if she's comfortable being with this man or whatever, when they together and they're, she feel like she got a real partnership, honestly, who cares what her family and friends got to say about it? That's up to her.
There you go.
So she need to be like, you ain't even got to like have a conversation. Just bring him around one day at a picnic or something. Hey, this the man I'm dating, and also, he probably has this personality that attracted you to him. So then he can, give that personality to your parents. He probably got a lot to talk about with your parents anyway. They probably went to high school together. So they got a lot of catching up to do. So just bring him around one day. You know what I'm saying? Just like, hey, this my man. You know what I'm saying? Because if parents, they're not gonna be rude and disrespectful this like in front to this man in front of his face anyway, right? So like, grease the wheels a little bit. Bring this man in front.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I would like to know, does he have kids? I mean, like,
He probably do got kids. He 50.
If he got like a kid her age, then that's kind of like, I don't know.
What they got to do with her? They ain't got nothing to do with her.
It ain't got nothing to do with her. I'm just going off topic. Like, do y'all think age after a certain
Nope.
age doesn't play a factor anymore?
No, not at all. Not at all.
What do you mean, not at all?
I don't think it plays a factor at all.
Really?
No.
You're saying, are you saying it plays a factor in?
Do you think after you get a certain age, does age play a factor in relationships? Like,
oh, you're saying like after, like maybe when you're in the 20s, you're like, I don't want to date nobody younger or older, and then and when you hit 30, I think it just depends on if you're single for a long period of time. I'm just putting it out there because I think after a certain point in time, you're like, well, you know what? I'm having a hard time finding somebody.
For me, it's red flags for me when a man is that old and he's single and
But maybe he's divorced.
Maybe, but
you're saying it's a red flag to him, or it would be a red flag to you because you're looking at him as being 50 years old, single. Yeah. Like, why? What's wrong with you? Type of thing.
Like, why?
That's a good point.
You ain't. Well, I can't talk.
Wait, what's wrong with who?
She's saying that if that was her, she would look at his situation as being a red flag to her, being that
she was a 27-year-old.
If she was a 27-year-old and he's a 50-something-year-old man hitting on her, like, why are you?
How you know he was hitting on her? Maybe she was hitting on him.
Not necessarily hitting him, but like, why are you in this situation? Why are you single? Why are you trying to?
Maybe she likes him old. Maybe it ain't got nothing to do with him.
Maybe
he's divorced. She came up to him at Tinderbox, and and he was just chilling with his friends, whatever. And he was like, "Oh man,
they be old up there,
and that's why I don't go up there."
And he's like, "I'm entertaining. Why not? If a young person come up to young woman." You know what I'm saying? Come up to him. He probably like feel good about himself. Oh, I'm entertaining this. I'm divorced.
A lot of times to me, old men want young women that ain't established so they can control them.
Oh, there it is. That's what. Okay, now go into detail, please.
To me, that's how I feel. They want a young, naive woman they can control that ain't gonna talk back. That's gonna be like, oh, you know so much better than me.
But is it age or is it that person's or is it how that person is, like that person's personality? Because all women who are 27 ain't gonna get used like that.
It's both. I think it's
you can't put every 27-year-old woman into that category. They're gonna get used and manipulated.
I'm not putting every woman in that category.
Maybe she's guys also look, honestly, we matured way later in life anyway.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Think about it. When you see me and Trent together, guess what? We act like
little boys.
we hitting each other. You know what I'm saying? You better duck. You know what I'm saying? We act stupid.
I get that. I don't know.
All right. Well, hey.
I mean, I be seeing a lot of old men like on dating apps and stuff. On dating apps, and I'm just like,
Coffee Meets Bagel, Tinder, Hinge, J-Date.
Tinder,
Christian Mingle.
No.
Should be on all of them.
FarmersOnly.com.
No, not on all of them.
You be on Farmers Only?
Match.
Oh, man.
eHarmony.
But
don't believe them commercials.
I be seeing them, and it's like, okay, now you want to settle down after you done got all wrinkled. And
why he got to be wrinkled? Why can't 50? There's 50 good.
50,
really,
he might be. He might be in shape.
50-year-old man.
Yeah,
he's 49 turning 50. He's probably a good looking man.
Matter of fact, y'all know House that be on the comments all the time.
Oh yeah, he's
House
on the comments
House
now.
is like 55 years old.
Who?
House.
Who that?
House. Lenny Wood. He in the comments. He like 55 years old. He don't look like he. No. Hey.
Look.
But hey, he look like he about there.
People think I'm 18 sometimes.
I mean,
and I'm 35.
I'm old, I'm old, so I can't talk. But I mean,
I'm just saying, some 50-something-year-old men, they look like they're younger. They hold their own,
especially if you're a black man.
Yeah. So you can't, Crystal. I don't know, Crystal.
This man is 49 turning 50. He is not old.
He's not old. Okay,
if he was 78, if he was Joe Biden's age, there's a problem.
Maybe I'm just going to extremes. I don't know. I can't help it. I like.
Well, look,
I like them a little younger than me.
You like them younger and fertile. We know that. Okay. So my advice is just bring him around one time to a family function, a picnic or something like that, and let this man do his thing. And let his personality come out. Whatever attracted you to him is gonna come out. You know what I'm saying? Your parents might have some problems with it for about 6 months, a year, whatever. But guess what? If you are comfortable with this man, this is your partner. That's then that's you.
I
that
mean,
ain't got nothing to do with them.
I agree with that.
Yep. All right, man. Look, man. Yo. Y'all know what it is, man. Make sure y'all hit me up on Instagram at DocRJ.5. Hit me up on Twitter at RJSpeaks100. Also, man, make sure you follow us on Facebook at Comfortable2Uncomfortable.talk. And make sure you hit us up on Instagram at Comfortable2Uncomfortable.talk. Hey, YouTube, shout out Comfortable Being Uncomfortable, the podcast. One word, make sure you go hit that subscribe button. Check out our website, www.cbupodcast.com. Hey, man, big shout out to my sorority sisters of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, my fraternity brothers of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Blue 5, man, big shout out to the Spring 21 Zeta Chi Sigma intake line, man. Congratulations to y'all boys, man. We'll see y'all. Hey, man, make sure y'all stay tuned. We're coming right back with Overtime segment. Peace.